Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let us talk about something that is on a lot of our minds. That heavy feeling you get when you see another headline about wildfires, rising sea levels, or extreme weather. That's climate anxiety, and it's a very real and overwhelming burden. It can make you feel powerless, scared, and even hopeless. But what if I told you that an ancient philosophy, born over 2,000 years ago, holds powerful tools to help us navigate this very modern problem? Today, we're re-diving into the wisdom of Stoicism and how it can help us face the climate crisis with courage, purpose, and a sense of calm. The ancient Stoics, people like Seneca, Epictetus, and the Roman emperor Marcus Aurelius, lived in a world filled with uncertainty. They faced plagues, wars, political turmoil, and natural disasters. They didn't have 24/7 news cycles, but the fundamental human experience of worrying about an uncertain future was just as real for them as it is for us. They asked the big questions. How do we live a good life when so much is outside our control? How do we find peace when the world feels chaotic? Their anxiety about the fate of their empire or a coming famine isn't so different from our anxiety about the fate of our planet. They understood that fear of the future is a timeless human struggle. The context changes, but the core emotion remains the same. Recognizing this shared human experience across millennia is the first step. It tells us we're not the first to feel this way, and we can learn from those who sought wisdom in the face of their own crises. So, how did they do it? The cornerstone of Stoic philosophy is a simple yet revolutionary idea, the dichotomy of control. Epictetus put it best: some things are within our power, while others are not. This sounds simple, but truly understanding it can change everything. Think about the climate crisis. What is outside our control? The global carbon emissions of the past century, the complex feedback loops in the climate system, the political decisions of world leaders, whether a specific hurricane forms next year. Obsessing over these things we cannot directly influence, is a recipe for anxiety and despair. It's like trying to command the tides to stop. You'll only exhaust yourself and feel defeated. Now, let's flip it. What is asterisk within asterisk our control? This is where our power lies. We can control our own actions, our daily habits, our choices. We can control how we vote. We can control the conversations we have with friends and family. We can control our consumption patterns, choosing to buy less, repair more, or support sustainable businesses. We can control our own education on the topic, staying informed from reliable sources. We can control our attitude. This is the Stoic superpower. By focusing our energy exclusively on what we can control, we shift from a state of passive anxiety to one of active purpose. Your individual actions might feel small, but they are asterisk yours asterisk. They are where your agency and integrity live. And when you act in alignment with your values, you build an inner fortress of resilience, regardless of the external outcome. This leads us directly to the Stoic concept of inner strength. The Stoics believe that true well-being, or asterisk eudaimonia, asterisk, comes not from external circumstances, but from our inner state, our character, our reason, our virtue. They saw that external events are neutral. It's our judgment about them that causes us distress. The climate crisis is a massive external challenge, but the panic, the despair, the paralysis, those are our internal reactions. Stoicism doesn't ask us to ignore the problem. It asks us to build an inner citadel so strong that we can face the problem without crumbling. This isn't about emotional suppression. It's about emotional regulation. It is the ability to acknowledge the severity of the situation while refusing to let fear dictate your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Our collective fear about the climate is contagious, but so is inner calm. By cultivating our own resilience, we become a source of stability for ourselves and for those around us. One of the most fascinating parallels is the Stoic mantra to live in accordance with nature. For them, this meant understanding the rational order of the cosmos, the logos asterisk, and aligning our human nature with it. It meant accepting our place in the grand scheme of things and acting with reason and virtue. Today, that phrase takes on a powerful new meaning. Living in accordance with nature now directly speaks to ecological awareness and sustainability. It means understanding that we are not separate from the natural world, but an interconnected part of it. It means recognizing that a healthy planet is essential for a healthy humanity. A modern Stoic approach to living in accordance with nature would involve reducing our environmental footprint, respecting ecosystems, and advocating for policies that protect the natural world we depend on. It's about harmonizing our lives not just with a philosophical concept of nature, but with the living, breathing planet itself. This reframes sustainability not just as a practical necessity, but as a deep philosophical and ethical commitment. Okay, so how do we put this into practice? The Stoics were all about practical exercises, not just abstract theory. Let's adapt two of their most famous techniques for climate anxiety. First, the asterisk premeditatio malorum asterisk, or negative visualization. This might sound counterintuitive. Why would we want to imagine things getting worse? The goal isn't to wallow in disaster scenarios. It is to mentally rehearse them in a controlled way to strip them of their power to shock and paralyze us. Instead of letting a vague, terrifying image of a future dystopia haunt you, you can sit down and calmly think, okay, what if my region experiences more frequent droughts? What would I do? How could I prepare? How would I help my community? By confronting the possibility head-on, you move from panic to problem solving. It diffuses the emotional charge of your catastrophic thoughts and reminds you of your own capacity to adapt and endure. You train your mind to remain calm and rational even when contemplating the worst. A second exercise is journaling in the style of Marcus Aurelius's asterisk, Meditations asterisk. Each day, take a few minutes to write down your climate-related fears. Then, apply the dichotomy of control. Foreach fear, ask yourself, is this within my control or outside of it? If it's outside your control, practice letting it go. Acknowledge it, and then consciously release your grip on it. If it's within your control, ask, what is one virtuous action I can take today related to this? Maybe it's someone. This practice grounds you in the present moment and connects your daily actions to your deepest values, transforming anxiety into a catalyst for meaningful living. Finally, Stoicism reminds us that we are not alone. It's easy to feel isolated in our anxiety, as if we're carrying the weight of the world on our own. But Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of his connection to the greater whole, the cosmos. He wrote, "What is not good for the beehive is not good for the bee. We are all part of a global community, a human family." This idea, called cosmopolitanism, means we have a duty not just to ourselves or our immediate tribe, but to all of humanity and to the planet that sustains us. Our actions have ripple effects. Our responsibility extends to future generations who will inherit the world we leave behind. This sense of shared duty can be incredibly empowering. It connects your personal efforts to a vast collective project. When you participate in a community cleanup, support a climate initiative, or simply choose a more sustainable path, you are fulfilling your role as a citizen of the world. You are acting for the good of the beehive. This isn't about blind optimism or what some call hopium. Stoicism does not ask us to deny the reality of the crisis. It's about hope rooted in reason. Philosophy gives us the rational tools to face the immense challenges ahead without falling into despair. It teaches us that while we cannot control the outcome, we can always control our response. We can choose courage over fear. We can choose purposeful action over